Hello, America. Today's show topics include the law of unintended consequences, fixing our broken tax code, mainstreaming agenda through Hollywood, the border wall, would you eat it? God, I mean, it's just a packed night. So, sit back, buckle up, and hang on because, that's right, we're just getting started.
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny.
You know what time it is, so sit back and get ready for the Stafford Voice, your dose of conservative in a world of liberal.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Daniel.
I'm Roxanne.
And you're watching or listening to the Stafford Voice, where we are conservative in a world of liberal, and I want to remind you there are many ways to tune in. So, set the channel as a favorite, whatever you have to do so you don't get left behind, because if for some strange, crazy reason you missed the show, well, you know the deal. You can just sit back, because there's absolutely no need to panic. We've got you. And just make sure, in order to stay caught up, the best way to do that is to hit the subscribe button wherever you are. Wherever you are, all you got to do is just hit the subscribe button and you'll get notified as soon as we go live. Speaking of which, I got to make sure that we're actually going, that we're working over there. Can you see things? You can see things.
I can see things.
Okay, she sees things. That means things are happening. Oh, that's so good. Okay. In the case you aren't already following on social media, you can find us over on Twitter or the Gabs. Gosh, refill has already started in the chat. Is it me you're looking for?
I just saw that.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't keep up with the chat room. I really can't, because I'm running two different streams. I'll get to that in just a second. Oh my gosh. Anyway, you can find us over on Twitter or Gab at Stafford Voice. You can find us over on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're at on your social site of choosing. Wherever you're at, just search for the Stafford Voice, and, well, we're probably there. Also, make sure you frequent thestaffordvoice.com to make sure that you stay caught up and up to date on the stuff that gets posted over there. I know I'm slow on getting things posted. Slick says I'm singing now. That's right. You know, I'm trying to keep myself in good spirits. Today has been just one of them super ridiculously long. It feels like a ridiculously long day. Am I right?
It was the same way at work, too. I mean, there were quite a few people that was like, this is just, day's never going to end.
It's ridiculous. I don't know what the deal is. But today, and it's really all day long it's felt this way. It's felt, all week, that is. All week it's felt like it's just been ridiculously long. I don't know. Maybe it's something in the air. I don't know, but I can't wait for about a week and a half to be here, because we're going to take some vacation. We're not going to take a vacation from the show. I want you guys to know that. We're not taking a vacation from the show that week. We will be doing a show 2 weeks from now. So this one goes out to Refill, because 2 weeks from now we're putting together, we're going to be working on the long-awaited abortion show. We're going to cover the topic of abortion. So you guys are going to want to stay tuned to that. It should be an interesting show. I have no idea what's planned for next week. It all depends on what the hell happens in the news. Also, tonight, just an incredibly long and packed night of stories and stuff. I don't know if Xbox is good therapy. I got friends that would say it is.
Sleep is good therapy.
Sleep is good therapy. I like sleep. I don't do it very often, but
I want to.
yeah. So yeah. Where do we even start? Oh yeah, the name of the show tonight. The name of the show. No, that is safe to say, Refill. Nobody here at the show or that is watching or tuned in has been aborted. That's a great observation. Slick, I don't know what sleep is. Tina says she likes sleep. We all like sleep. We need it. We really do. Now, to kind of play off of that, the unintended consequence of not getting sleep is being crabby, right?
Yeah. That's why I just refuse to really say much or talk.
Why? Because you don't get a lot of sleep, or you just think you're going to be crabby?
Well, I'm tired, and I know I'm a little grouchy, so I just try and keep my mouth quiet.
You're really not all that grouchy.
Really?
No, you're not grouchy at all. If anybody's grouchy, I am. Everybody thinks I'm an ass. And that's okay. I'm all right with it.
I love my ass.
I like your ass too.
I'm
Anyway.
talking about
Giggity!
you.
Whoa! Okay. Whoa. The law of unintended consequences. Right there. We are the consequence of family show. Okay.
You started it.
You started
it.
Okay. Do you know what unintended consequences are?
Me?
Yeah, you. Okay, who am I talking to?
Sorry. Okay, so maybe I'm a little crabby. Unintended consequences are if you decide to choose an action or something that you want to do, there is going to be a natural consequence to that, whether it be good or bad.
Right. You hit that spot. Are you reading my notes before we even get into this?
No. That's just me and my opinion.
Okay.
My
Well,
opinion matters.
What matters?
My opinion.
Yes. Hashtag all opinions matter.
That is correct.
Okay. So the law of unintended consequences, you got that right. Always have effects that are unanticipated or unintended. I found an interesting quote. While thinking about this all day long, I found a quote from a guy named Frederick Bastiat. He's a French dude. Back in the 19th century, he was an economic journalist. I think our audience is pretty well educated. They know who Frederick Bastiat is. Well, he wrote an essay called "What is Seen and What is Not Seen." And in there, he writes this: "There is only one difference between a bad economist and a good one. The bad economist confines himself to the visible effect. The good economist takes into account both the effect that can be seen and those effects that must be foreseen." Now, how in the hell does that fit into the show tonight? Well, let's just start with the whole NFL thing. Do you watch football?
No.
Of course you don't. I know this. I don't watch football. I think it's ridiculous that these guys
Paid millions.
Yes, millions of dollars to play a game that I played in the streets as a kid. I think it's stupid. I don't think they need to be paid that much, but it is what it is. Same thing goes with basketball and baseball and soccer. I mean, soccer for the most part, they don't get paid millions of dollars. I mean, they get paid pretty good, but you have a host of different. Tina, we're not gonna cover this very long, but
Poor Tina.
I get it because Slick is probably beside himself, especially over the Jerry Jones thing. Jerry Jones, I don't know if you know this, but Jerry Jones is the head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. Regardless of what people say, that the Patriots are America's team. That's baloney. Totally malarkey. America's team is the Dallas Cowboys. In large part. I mean, quite frankly, because it's Texas. The Dallas Cowboys, if you wouldn't, I wouldn't expect you to remember this, but last year there was a big controversy over the Dallas Cowboys wanting to put a sticker on the back of their helmets. Do you remember this?
No.
No, I didn't think so. So the Dallas Cowboys wanted to put a sticker on the back of their helmet. This sticker was in support of the police. All right?
Okay.
Good idea, right? Good intentions. Yeah. Good intentions. Well, what happened is the NFL came in and said, no, you can't do that. You're violating our uniforms. Fast forward to now. A week and a half ago, Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, came out and said that if anybody on his team sits or kneels during the national anthem, they're fired. Guess what happened over the weekend?
They did not get fired?
They didn't get fired. No. Do you know why?
They did stand?
They did stand during the national anthem, but do you know what happened right before the start of the national anthem?
No.
Everybody, arm in arm, including Jerry Jones, got down on a knee.
I did see pictures of that off the internet on Facebook and stuff.
Ridiculous. Now, here's the unintended consequence. I'm sorry, I don't know if it's you. I mean, when I use your microphone, it's not that bad.
It's me. It's me. It's not you.
Okay. I feel like you're not loud enough. Because I'm watching the monitors.
I'm sure Daniel would probably beg to differ about that.
Well, maybe I'm just a little more loud. Maybe I'm just a little more animated. But anyway, okay. So the unintended consequence, the unintended consequence of the whole Colin Kaepernick thing from last year. Now, this Colin Kaepernick sucks as a quarterback, and that's why he can't get hired. But everybody wants to claim that it's because he did the whole he did the kneeling thing and the whole Black Lives Matter type thing. Well, the unintended consequence of that was now this season, Donald Trump, maybe he intended it to be a positive thing, but it wasn't. The unintended consequence of him getting out and tweeting is that he looked like a buffoon. Looked like an absolute buffoon because he got out there and said, and basically is saying, you need to stand for the national anthem. Look, it is infuriating to watch people kneel or anything like that. And I get that we're not supposed to have idols. I get that we're not supposed to have idols. The flag is not an idol. The national anthem is not an idol. They're symbols.
No,
they are symbols.
But you should still show your respect for the flag. That's what I would do. I mean, I have so much to be thankful for because of that flag, so that I would stand and put my hand over my heart. Right?
I do, yeah. And it's because we do it out of reverence.
Yeah.
We do it out of reverence for those who have fallen and that are doing what they need to do. They're doing what they want to do, and they're volunteering to support and defend these guys, their rights to voice their opinion. These guys don't. Any other country, you can't do what we can do here in the United States. You can't.
No.
You can't do it. I mean, we have economic freedom beyond anybody. There is not a single other country where Colin Kaepernick, or any football player for that matter, can go and get paid at the level that they're getting paid to do what they do. Not happening.
And it's because of that flag and the people who've defended it. It's the reason why they get to do what they get to do.
Right. Now, on the contrary, there was a video that came out 2 years ago of Usain Bolt. You know who Usain Bolt is?
Yes, I do.
Usain Bolt's the insanely fast runner guy.
Very fast.
Ridiculously fast. Now, here's the thing. He was being interviewed by somebody, and the national anthem, the United States national anthem, started to play, and he stopped and he turned. You remember this?
I do remember that. I remember seeing that, yes. He stopped and turned and respected the national anthem, even though it's not his national anthem.
Right. I mean, look at the freedoms that he has because, he runs for Jamaica. But he does the majority of all of his training in the United States. He gets a lot of freedom because not only because he's Usain Bolt, but because he's here in the United States.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I'm going to say. And I feel like we took too much time on that, so I'm just going to end with that.
I think it's a good ending point.
I'm as pissed off as the next guy. I want to see these guys stand. I do not want to see a veteran shamed into apologizing because he came out and he was in the tunnel and the national anthem started to play. The guy is a decorated veteran, Bronze Star.
The football player.
The football player that came out.
The only one on his team.
The only one, and supposedly it was by accident that he was out there at the time. He was on his way in, and there was no way that he was going to stop, just hurry in.
He shouldn't have to apologize.
He should never apologize. And shame on him for doing so. And shame on everybody else in the team and the coach and the owner that probably tried to make him feel guilty for it. Especially when, at the same day, roughly around the same time, that the quarterback for the Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger, comes out and says, "Man, I wish I could go back and go stand for it. I don't. That maybe that was a bad idea." So anyway, I don't want to talk about it anymore. How about we talk about taxes?
Okay.
Why are you giving me the goofy look? You're giving me the stink eye. I didn't fart.
Okay. No, you didn't.
You're giving me the stink eye.
Taxes make me nervous.
Why? Why would taxes make you nervous? This is actually kind of encouraging. I don't know if you haven't looked at it. But for those that are watching and listening, I don't know if you've had a chance to take a look at what did they call this? Unified Framework for Fixing Our Broken Tax Code. Just sit back and watch the fun. God. Okay, no. Oh, so Slick was the one that farted. Jesus, Slick, you're in Texas. We're here in Kansas. Oh my God.
At least he apologized.
I know, but seriously, where's the poopery? Why couldn't he give us a little of the poopery?
Is at the store waiting to be bought. There really is a product called poopery.
Oh,
and
Angie,
now they have
you know what? Artist
Angie,
Angie would be proud of us because we're talking about poopery and farting.
We just haven't talked about dolphins.
Spy dolphins.
Spy dolphins.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Slick. Seriously, if you're gonna do that again, a little spray. Hook it up, brother.
We'll have to send him some.
Sweet. You got to be, Jess, you better not be joking about that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you that.
Oh, my God. How do you forget to tell me this?
I don't know, but sorry.
Okay, fine. This is our dinner topic tomorrow night.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Daniel's probably shaking his head.
No, I did not hear Angie on FUBAR earlier. I'm driving home at that time. It's really a difficult time to listen to anything because I don't listen to the radio when I drive. I really don't. I don't listen to the radio. It's very distracting. Sometimes I will, but I use it to distract myself from the thoughts that I already have. So, and it's only on for a brief few minutes. I'm usually just, I hit the button and go from channel to channel to channel. And then once I get back to the one that it started on, I shut it off. It takes like 2 minutes. And I have to shut it off. I don't like to drive and listen to the radio.
You're weird.
I know I'm weird, but I like to think. I think a lot of things.
I think while I'm listening to the radio.
When I used to listen to the radio, I did. I would try and think, but I usually found myself singing. Okay, so Tina says she wants us to get back to this whole tax mess.
I don't know if I want to.
Tax mess. Tex-Mex. Tax mess. That's hard to say. Tax mess.
It's a tongue twister.
Okay. So, Trump laid out his quote unquote, oh, this is beautiful. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful, okay? Bigly. He laid out 4 principles for tax reform. First, he wants to make the tax code simple, fair, and easy to understand. Great. I like that. We'll get into these unintended consequences and how it fits into talking about tax reform. Second, give American workers a pay raise by allowing them to keep more of their hard-earned paychecks. I like the sound of that. What do you? You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
I
good.
work hard, and then I see my check, and I'm like, really?
And it's gone.
That's before I even pay the bills.
Right. So third, make America the jobs magnet of the world by leveling the playing field for American businesses and workers. What do you think about that idea?
Yeah.
Yeah? That's it? Yeah. Just yeah? Okay. Finally, he says, bring back trillions of dollars that are currently kept offshore to reinvest in the American economy. Now, I'm not big on... Oh, boy, I was going to bust into song right there, but I couldn't remember the words that came after it. Oh, God.
What? You couldn't remember the words to a song?
No, because I was trying to keep my thoughts together.
Wow.
Yeah, so... I'm not well versed enough to talk about the corporate side of taxes and stuff like that. Tina says simple is good, so is keeping more of her money. I agree. Now, I'm actually kind of excited about this because not only does it work into... Yeah, I know. The pucker factor goes to... Slick says the pucker factor goes to full squeeze when I hear level the playing field. I lose money every time a politician says that. We all do. Okay, we're going to work in the whole idea of unintended consequences and how this really affects you and I. Okay? So, if you didn't read this 9-page tax thing...
No.
I did. I read it twice. So I could... Now, if you have a question about anything that I'm talking about, jump in, okay? Okay? It's going to be great. I want you to ask questions. Questions are great. Bigly questions. But don't make me look like a Trump, okay? All right? I'm talking to you.
Okay.
What the...
I don't know. I think I was going to try and act like Trump, but I don't know.
Wow, you're too good looking to talk like Trump. You want to put the wig on?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. John's in the room. What up? Yep. Okay. John, you're not too late. We haven't even really gotten into anything. Okay. Let's get back to business, shall we? Okay.
Taxes.
Taxes. Okay, yeah. So he says this framework will deliver a 21st century tax code that's built for growth, supports middle class families. That's you and I. We're middle class, okay?
We made it.
Defends our workers, protects our jobs, and puts America first. Okay, I like all of this so far. Deliver fiscally responsible tax reform by broadening the tax base, closing loopholes, and growing the economy. We trump the Trump. Oh, I don't know where John's going with that. Okay, so how does this happen? Tax relief for middle-class families, the simplicity of quote-unquote postcard tax filing for the vast majority of Americans. Yeah, the postcard. Okay, so do you remember during all of the presidential debates when they were talking about how if they were to get elected, they wanted to make taxes so easy that the tax form would be on a note card, on like an index card.
Okay.
You
Kind of like what you get because Missouri sends the thing and you take that with us to the tax man and it's on a postcard.
Right, but your entire federal
everything.
The entire federal tax form is the size
card.
of a postcard. Like, how much did you make combined? Are you married? Yes. How much did you make combined? This much. Here's your deduction for this. Here's your deduction for this and this. Here's your taxes you should have paid. You paid too much or not enough. That's basically it. Sounds like a great idea, right? I'm asking you a question. Do you think that's easier than the like 2 or 3 page thing that our tax guy has to do?
It seems like it would be easier, but
now
there's some kinks to it.
Slick picked up on something. He says broadening the tax base. Yes, this is where. Okay, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. So he wants to also give tax relief for businesses, especially small businesses. So that's a good thing, Slick. That's in your favor. Mine as well. Broadening the tax base and providing greater fairness for there's that word for all Americans by closing special interest tax breaks and loopholes. The whole idea of fairness and taxes coming from a politician is not good. And this whole idea of broadening the tax base.
It's good for them. Right?
Good for who?
The politician.
Well, I mean, it doesn't affect them because they're in the upper class. These, I mean, you see, you'll understand here shortly. Okay, so now they break down some of these ideas. And again, I'm going to focus on the personal side of this and then the small business thing. Not so much on big business because I don't completely understand any of it. I mean, if somebody out there is well versed in it, then by all means contact us and we'll get you on the show to explain something. And if we speak something wrong, when we're just talking about these things and how they kind of affect us and you, the listener, viewer. Okay, so they come up with this idea called the zero tax bracket. Typical middle-class families will see less of their income subject to federal income tax. One of the ways they're going to do this is doubling the standard deduction. Okay, you know what the standard deduction is for a married couple filing joint?
No.
It's $12,000. Okay, so $12,000. So, for instance, if we made $100,000 a year, I wish, right?
That would be nice.
Just throwing out arbitrary numbers. Now, if you make $100,000, that first, because $100,000, you're considered middle class. That first $12,000 for a married filing jointly couple, okay, is not taxed.
Why?
That it's just kind of like a tax break.
But then you got so much more money that will be taxed then. Are they going to have to make up for that somehow?
Here's the okay. That first $12,000 is not taxed. You don't pay taxes on that $12,000. You only pay tax on the other 86 or 88,000.
Okay, I got that, but
so you're not paying as much taxes. It's kind of like that's their gift to you.
Yeah, but will they move like the person, or I don't know. I just feel like that's too good to be true.
But that's the way.
$12,000.
But that's the way it works. That's the way it works, and I mean that's the current way. Okay, that's so. When we filed taxes earlier, that's the standard deduction that we got.
You said earlier, but we're on our way to filing again. Year's almost
over.
Yeah,
I know. That's because it's going so quick. Now, here's what they did. They doubled that. So for married taxpayers filing jointly, your standard deduction is going to be $24,000. That sounds like a good thing, right?
It does, but I feel like I'm scared that something else will come along to make up for that $24,000 that you did not get taxed for.
Well,
I mean, I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying I feel like they're going to be like, okay, it just sounds too good to be true.
It's kind of like a gift from the government. They know that what they're doing is basically stealing your money.
But they want to steal
They
it
just
back.
don't. They're not going to steal as much.
We're not going to steal as much, but we'll get you somewhere else probably along the line.
They will, but that's one of those that's one of those unintended consequences. You see where I'm going with this?
I get it.
Now, if you're single, that it was $6,000 now because they doubled it, it's going to $12,000. Okay. Now, here's some of this stuff is actually intriguing. Slick says we're dirty redneck in the sticks poor, and he's okay with it. I'm okay with where we're at.
All you need is love to feel rich in your life.
Are you tempting me again?
No.
All you need is love. Love. You're doing this.
No,
this is
I'm
all your
just
fault.
saying.
We're halfway through the effing show and we haven't even got to our first topic.
Okay, well then keep going. You don't have to sing.
I know, but you keep teasing me.
No.
You.
Whatevs.
Whatevs. Okay. So, individual tax rate structure. Under the current law, taxable income is subject to 7 different tax brackets. Did you know that?
No.
Okay. Here's what he's proposing. Consolidate the current 7 tax brackets into 3.
Okay.
Simple enough, right?
Sounds like it would be simpler.
Here's the tax brackets. 12% for lower class, which so that 12% is an increase of 2% from 10. So the lower class was paying 10%.
So see, they're going to get you somehow.
They're getting them somehow. But remember that they're getting extra help. Now, this is how they sell it. This is what it says. Typical families in the existing 10% bracket are expected to be better off under the framework, which is the new 12% bracket, which is being replaced by the 12% bracket. Expected to be better off under the framework due to the larger standard deduction. Okay. They also get this Stafford Voice musical. I just saw that come across. They get the child tax credits are supposed to be larger. What? I don't know what Ron is talking about.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I must have missed something. Ron said something earlier, and I totally missed it. Anyway, okay, so there are 3 tax brackets, 12%, 25%, and 35%.
Wow.
Easy, right? Here's the thing. That whole unintended consequence, when they say broadening the tax bracket. Oh, okay, he's talking about moonshine. Yeah, you can't do that. We know that. We got our ways, okay.
When they're talking about broadening the tax
They talk about broadening the tax bracket. So, what does that mean? Are they changing the the high end and the low end of the middle class? Are they shrinking the size of the middle class? What used to be, if you were, say, 150,000, making 150,000, and that's the top of the middle class tax bracket. The top of it is 150,000. If you make 151,000, you are going to be in the 35%. Now, if they shrink that and they move that red line, then if they move it back to, say, 100,000, that's how they can be making up some. That's how they might be making up some of this money that they're losing. Do you understand where I'm going?
Yeah, I get you.
Okay.
I got you.
You got me.
I
got you, babe.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. I got you, babe. Oh my gosh. What is my problem tonight? I'm trying to be in a good mood. Okay, so 3 tax brackets down from 7. An additional top rate. This is stupid. Here's what they're wanting to charge a surcharge on the stupid rich. Like the Jeff Bezos and the Bill Gates guys.
Yeah.
The stupid rich one, the ones that wipe their ass with $100 bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's what they're proposing. An additional top rate may apply to the highest income taxpayers to ensure that the reformed tax code is at least as progressive as the existing tax code and does not shift the tax burden from high income to lower and middle income taxpayers. Did you catch a key word in that?
Shift?
No. Progressive.
Oh.
Ouch! That hurts. Okay. So here's another little gimme from the government. Increase the income levels at which the child tax credit begins to phase out. So instead of cutting off the child tax credit, that earned income credit, instead of cutting it off at 50,000, they may move it up to 75,000 or 100,000.
So, like, if you make 75,000, then you no longer get it?
No, that means that. So they're increasing the income level. So if you're at 70, we're throwing out arbitrary numbers.
I know.
I'm saying that for them, not us.
Okay.
You're tracking. Okay. So if it was at 50,000,
they'll move it to 75.
They move it to 75,000. So those at that 75,000, from that 50,000 to 75,000, now get to take advantage of that tax credit.
Okay.
So it's another little bonus. The whole idea is they're trying to shrink the amount of money that the amount of income that they have to charge you tax on.
But I thought I saw articles saying that they were going to get rid of it, and then people were really upset because I guess they really like getting their earned income.
Yes, and that's because these low income taxpayers, these low income families, rely on that. They don't.
Well,
so they pay in $500 of taxes for the year, but they get back $3,500.
I know.
Where did that $3,000 come from? They didn't pay that in.
I've known people personally who hardly work at all throughout the year, and they would get back so much more than we did, and we're working our tails off.
Right.
And it frustrated me because I'm like, I'm paying way more taxes than you, and you're getting back thousands of dollars more than I did.
Yeah.
So I get it.
They also say modified income limits will make the credit available to more middle-income families and eliminate the marriage penalty in the existing credit. It's going to be interesting come tax time when we sit down with our tax guy and talk about this. Okay, so they talk about itemized deductions because we do a lot of itemizing. Eliminates most itemized deductions but retains tax incentives for home mortgage interest and charitable contributions. Okay, so if you own a home, you're going to be able to continue to claim your mortgage interest. You'll be able to itemize that. And your charitable contributions. So if you donate to church like we do,
yeah,
that will continue to be not taxed. We'll get the deduction for that.
Yeah, but the other things that we would do, like for medical and for
All
our
that
work
stuff,
and
right.
our car tax
Nope.
and all that stuff, you would.
See, they got to make it up somehow.
I told you,
These
it's too good to be true.
These tax benefits help accomplish important goals that strengthen civil society as opposed to dependence on government, homeownership, and charitable giving. And I get that. You know, everybody wants to own their own home, and everybody wants to be at a point in their life where they can give. It's very rewarding to give.
Yes.
I mean, in my opinion, it is. One of the other things that they want to do is they want to repeal the death tax and the generation skipping transfer tax. Yeah, I don't fully understand the whole idea of generation skipping. So basically, say you have a grandparent, say your grandparents own their business.
Okay.
And they die. And they leave everything to their grandkids.
Okay.
And in doing so, they avoid having to pay taxes on any of that. So their children avoid having to pay taxes on it because it completely skipped them. I don't know. It's one of those weird things. I don't get it.
I haven't heard of it before.
Slick says that his understanding is that the Dems want to eliminate the mortgage interest deductions. I don't know why they would want to, because a lot of them have a handful of homes, and I think that they would probably benefit from the mortgage interest deduction. I don't know. Let's see. Vacations are on Amazon in the vacation department. Yeah, but they don't have any, and they're not expecting them to come in anytime soon. He says Amazon's great. I got my Aura from their Oro second. What? Okay. Well, go read the tax reform thing.
It's long.
Go read the tax reform thing. It's not long. It's 9 pages. It really is easy to understand. It's easier to understand this than trying to actually do your own taxes.
That's why we pay someone to do it. It's so much easier. It's so less stress.
Now, I'll say this. I'll say this. How about this? And if you're in the chat room and you like this idea, let me know. If we don't finish everything during the 1 hour show, you did. I'm told my mind of pudding brains with that one, Slick. I don't know. You got me. If we run over on time, we will end the show for the hour long thing that we can meet our obligations with our other affiliates. But we'll continue this on this side. Okay? How about that? If you guys like that idea, drop some comments. Also, if you are watching, wherever you're watching, give us a thumbs up or something. Let us know that you like it. Okay?
John.
What does John say?
Slick and Tina should be the first couple on this new TV show, Breakdancing with the Stars.
No, we do not want Slick breakdancing.
Do you guys know that Dan used to breakdance?
I did. I used to
dance.
I'm a pretty good dancer.
Ever.
I'm a pretty good dancer.
Junior high dances, he was wearing like teal.
I taught Stevie Wonder how to dance.
And a tan color silk shirt.
She didn't even catch that one. You did not even catch that.
Stevie Wonder can't see.
No, he can't.
Anyways, this guy would be in the...
Phil Collins can't dance either. Oh, yeah. Square dancing with the rednecks. That one would probably work for them. That would work for Slick and Tina, but no, John, we do not want Slick to break dance. He would throw a hip.
Did you see what Daniel put?
Ice Ice Baby.
Dan knows like every word to that song.
They know this. They know this, man. I did a parody called Lies, Lies, Baby.
I know, but that wasn't Ice, Ice, Baby. That was Lies, Lies.
That was Lies, Lies. Break a hip dancing. Tina,
That's probably
love
something
it.
I would do.
Yes. Yes. You know, grandparents should not be breakdancing.
Parachute pants? No, you never had.
No, I never did the
pants.
parachute pants. But I could do the hammer.
But
I could do the MC Hammer dance.
is he meaning a dance or is he meaning your clothing choice?
He's talking about clothing.
Yeah, you had silk shirts, babe.
I did. Listen, I was styling and profiling. I landed you, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah, buddy. Woo! Okay, speaking of landing anything, did you have anything?
Well, you gave me some articles to look
I gave
at,
you articles, yes.
and I read
I
them.
gave you homework.
But both of them are stupid.
Why are they stupid?
Because now we have sitcoms called Sanctuary Families.
What? Tell me about Sanctuary Families. I honestly did not read these. I saw these and I'm like, oh, this is something that's right up her alley.
It's like what?
I did. I saw this. Oh, she could talk about
I'm gonna
this.
find my own articles next time then.
Well, then go ahead, find your own damn
I
articles.
had to clean
See
today.
if I help you.
I had to work and clean.
Oh, yeah, we'll see if I help you again.
I don't know. They're just kind of dumb. It's basically a show on ABC
So it's a show about...
undocumented families.
oh, God.
It's a sitcom, though.
How can it be a sitcom? Okay, seriously. So Hollywood is mainstreaming the leftist agenda. We talked about this last week, and apparently we're talking... I'm blaming her for the stories that I gave her to talk about.
Yeah, I know. He gives them to me at like almost 8 o'clock.
I gave it to her about an hour before showtime. So anyway, so yeah, the left is trying to mainstream as much illegal things, you know, like the whole LGBT community. And look, I don't have any problems. I don't have any problems with anyone who is LGBT.
No.
Or barbecue or anything, BBQ or Q or...
Barbecue nachos sound really good.
Seriously, barbecue nachos do sound good. Oh my
Jessica
God.
thinks so too. I told her that it
Okay,
was on the menu.
stick.
Okay, so there's another show. I guess it's has a couple of seasons. I didn't even know these shows existed. That tells you what a loser I am, apparently. But this one, you pointed out, had the historical first full frontal transgender nudity.
Full transgender frontal nudity.
You get to see... Am I allowed to say anything like that on here?
What? Boobs?
Boobs and...
Strap-ons?
No. Well, apparently it's not a strap-on.
Then, okay, wait a minute.
both?
So this is obviously not something that you would play on ABC, CBS, or NBC, right?
No.
No.
Amazon's.
Okay, so it's going to be on an
a-
Amazon deal.
It's called Transparent.
Transparent.
It's about a family dealing with the fact that their father now identifies as a woman. And all that comes with...
Wait. We already had that show. Right?
The Kardashians.
The Kardashians.
Caitlyn Jenner. That was real life.
Kit Kat already did that. Okay,
I don't
look.
know. It's just crazy. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's a show I would want to watch.
I'm not going to watch any of these shows. And it's like that movie Mother. You know the new movie that's out? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I think I've seen the previews for it. I really was confused by the previews.
Okay, well, apparently the climate change people, the global elitists are out. Well, I went almost Alex Jones there for a second. So these Alex Jones oh my God, it's late. What was I talking about?
The movie Mother.
Yes, the movie Mother. Okay, so climate change people, these global climate elitists, think that the movie did not do good in the box office because people deny climate change.
What the heck is the movie about?
And it's, well, apparently, I tried to look it up, and the only thing I could find about the movie was that the, wake up. Yeah, I'm tired, dude. Let's see. We got somebody over on Twitch. This is our debut over on Twitch on the talk shows night. 5030. So anyway, 5030 over on Twitch says wake up. I'm awake, dude. Or sis. I don't know. Yeah.
It just says that that a couple's relationship is tested when when uninvited guests arrive at their home, disrupting their tranquil existence.
So the only thing I could find out about the movie Mother was that the actress is dating the person that wrote it and directed it. That's the only thing I could find. I tried to look it up earlier. And the fact that the only other thing that I saw about the movie was that they were Christian bashing. They were bashing Christians. There's this underlying tone that they're bashing Christians in the movie.
This makes no sense. Mother is a divine comedy dressed as a psychological thriller.
Now.
That just makes no sense. That's like a bunch of
hogwash.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
You know what's really hogwash? Here, so you can see what we're talking about.
Oh, I saw this earlier.
How about this? Do you see this? What is the essential topic we're talking about? Well, we've talked about quite a few things. We talked about the law of unintended consequences. We have talked about the NFL and how ridiculous we feel it is, and kind of the unintended consequence of Trump getting up and saying his ridiculous tweet. We talked about the new tax reform that was put out. Yes. So now we're getting into talking about the wall. Okay?
Tina, the wall.
You guys got to look at the screen. What you're seeing right here is not a picture from North Korea. It may look like it, but it's not. One big effing kill box. I mean, okay, so all of our gamers from Twitch that might be watching, they might actually have fun with that. So here's the deal. This is one of the proposed things for the proposed designs for the wall, where they've got this area. Crap. Ugh. Okay, bear with me just a second. Bear with me just a second. And if you want to continue on with listening to this show, if you're listening to a recorded version of the podcast, you can head over to YouTube or Twitch, and you'll be able to watch a replay and pick up about 53 minutes into this broadcast. Now, again, if you're watching, please stay tuned. So we're just ending our podcast. We're going to continue the show, and we'll stay with this topic of the wall, and we'll continue, but we have to end because we have to meet some other obligations for our podcast length for some of our affiliates. Now, look, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for you this week for the podcast. And God willing, the Stafford Voice will be back next week. You can follow us over on Twitter or Gab at Stafford Voice. Or you can look us up on Facebook or Instagram or wherever you're at. Just look for the Stafford Voice. Email your questions, comments, or concerns to thestaffordvoice@gmail.com. Thank you so much for your time. And until next week, thanks and God bless.